Oh, not again with this fucking thing. Give me a minute. Okay. You guys, this has been a fucking ridiculous hour. Ridiculous. I can't even begin to tell you how much stuff has gone wrong. Like, I feel like this space has been haunted. I just frankincense the entire apartment, saged, Palo Santo'd, meditated, took out the garbage. Well, what garbage was there? And that's fucking glitter. Everything is just wonky, and it started about 2 hours ago in that other video I uploaded. It's 2:16 p.m. on Monday, February 7th, 2022. Let's see what Capricorn needs to know. I wish I could move this camera back farther. This is so silly. I want you to look at the cards, not at my freaking face. I mean, I know it's something to look at, but we're here to get a card reading, not to analyze my beauty. You can still see the smoke from all the frankincense in the apartment. I hope you guys are doing well. Just take a minute to breathe out, to relax. What does Capricorn need to know for the next 24 to 72 hours? The highest and greatest good, their happiness, and all that. And please, only messages from the guides, angels, and ancestors of the highest vibration with only truth and facts. No energy from the past, no drama energy, and no wishy-washy love story. What does Capricorn need to know right now? Thank you. Three of Cups. Celebrations, reunions, people coming together, offering their cup, their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, people communicating together. On the low vibrational side of that, it's people gathering and gossiping behind someone's back while they're drinking. Like a brunch date with people just gossiping about somebody. It feels very bliss to me, like whatever. The Knight of Cups. So Capricorn, there might be a Cancerian that shows up to you, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that shows up today that wants to talk to you about something. What this feels like to me energetically is that there's people talking about you and somebody wants to reach out to you. The Magician. Did you see that? Three of Swords, but it fell out in reverse. Well, you saw it. So that's good. Someone's coming towards you, Capricorn, or this is you that's healing from something and you're taking the power back into your own hands. You're being kind to yourself. You're celebrating with your friends. You're being grateful for the things you have. This Knight of Cups is throwing me off, though. He's looking right at the Magician. The Magician seems to be busy healing himself or herself from some pain. Or the Magician is somebody helping you heal from pain energetically. There's abundance, a message of love, energy, work, manifestations, intentions, and prayers to heal a broken heart. So what this looks like, what this feels like, and what I'm hearing is there's people conspiring in your favor, and someone's going to bring you a message that helps you heal and see the healing you've already done. The High Priestess. There is definitely stuff going on behind the scenes that you're unaware of. There's a sword in the background behind her. And a camel. You've been going through this phase of self-healing for a while. And there have been people secretly praying and doing healing work on your behalf. Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Capricorn, if you were sitting right in front of me and these cards came out while I was doing this reading for you one-on-one, I would tell you honest to God, Capricorn, I'm so fucking tired of this energy. It's been 7 minutes and I feel like I've been dealing with this for a fucking decade. I can't stand it anymore. I don't know if this is your energy. I don't know if this is what you've been dealing with, but there's been so much secrecy. There's been so much bullshit in your life. And it's all involving other people fucking with you, messing with you, messing with your stability, stealing from your work, causing conflict, doing magic to hurt you, and then another person doing magic to heal you. And you're just kind of stuck in the middle, like, what the fuck is going on? You've been persevering through all of it. God has protected you as, you know, there is darkness, Capricorn. There is a sense of fucking darkness. Like this fiery, I've had enough energy. It's so annoying to feel this. These wands have people's hands holding them. Look at that. There's been work done on you that hasn't been beneficial work. There's been work that's been done on you that has been beneficial. Whether you did it for yourself or other people helped you with energy healing, whether you might have found your way back to your source, your God, your belief system. But these people have perpetually continued to cause conflict in your life, and it's more than one person. It could be one man and 3 women, and then this like charmer dude or dudette who's like trying to come to you from the group of these people who are gossiping or talking about you behind your back, whether beneficially or negatively. One of them is bringing something to you, but there's a crab by that cup, and crab mentality usually involves pulling each other down instead of supporting each other. Hi, Starfire. Starfire, could you please click the like button so that the people, the video algorithm thing promotes it? I don't think anybody's gotten the notification that the video is actually live. These people that have been involved in this stuff, that have been doing good or bad, which seems ambiguous, right? Thank you very much, Starfire. These people that have been doing things behind your awareness, that are sending a messenger to you, they've been involved in your healing process and in the reason why you've been hurt. What you don't see, the high priestess, and what they don't see, well, first, what you don't see is that people have been helping you behind the scenes. What they don't see is how much you've suffered going through all of the stuff you've gone through by yourself to build a stable foundation for yourself, to start your own business, to do what you do on your own, despite at least 5 to 8 other people intentionally sabotaging what you're doing to keep those swords in you. I'm really attempting to read this in a way where it's beneficial and it's helpful, but I cannot help but keep being drawn back to the edge of this chair right here and how it looks like a cloaked, shadowy person. You see that? Right there. It's a stone chair that this high priestess is sitting on, but it looks like it's an assassin in the background. I don't like it. I don't like it one fucking bit. It even looks like there's a hand right there trying to grab that crescent moon that the high priestess is sitting on. Do you see it? It's like someone trying to steal all your work, all the things you worked for, while you're sitting there connecting to God and the mysteries and helping a bunch of people. And then there's these shisty characters in the background, like not speaking up, and they're just taking from you. And you're sitting here like, it's okay. I trust in God. I believe in Source. I believe in the Great Mother and the Great Father, Maiden Mother Crone, sacred geometry, and doing the whole meditation thing and just letting things go. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's giving me a weird fucking vibe right there. That right there. Oh, I wish it would focus the right way. And then there's this magician who looks like Yeshua, but there's just something off with it. There's a really weird feeling, and it's this. Maybe it's like something good's about to happen and you're not used to good things, because there's a Mars symbol right there. And then I think it looks like Taurus to me, but upside down. And I think that's Jupiter or Saturn, like earth signs and something being slowed down, constricted, stopped, and then like that being expanded. But at the same time, there's this fucking healing caduceus up here. It's such a weird energy. It's duality itself, like a double-edged sword. Even he's holding this wand of light in front of a cathedral. He's pointing down, as above, so below, but he's not using any of the things here, not the cup, not the sword, not the pentacle, not the healing caduceus energy, not the flowers, but he's using energy, white light energy. And the card following that is a 3 of Swords in reverse. But then why is this here? And why are 5 other people involved in causing the strife? And then this gorgeous card with that weird shadow entity in the background. Like, you've been through enough, Capricorn. What are these people doing? It almost feels as if it's your spirit guides purposefully irritating you so that you move. Yeah, purposefully irritating you so that you move towards a different energy within yourself. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy again. But then there's an Aries right there. What the fuck? And then there's a flying Aries over here. I swear to God, this is the weirdest energy reading I have ever read in my life. The strangest. I can't make heads or tails out of this. There's abundance. There's a Prince Charming character coming towards you. There's someone in the spirit realm manifesting healing energy for you, supporting you. There's secrets being kept from you. And you're unaware of how much you've even been through yourself. There's a possibility of a stable home life and your work and everything expanding. But then there's this conflict strife energy that's actually helping you move towards where you're supposed to be going. Which tells me, in a common sense point of view, that you've been really stagnant and stuck in your ways, and the only way to get you to move is to piss you off so that you get so irritated to move. Sorry, another spam bot. It kind of does look like a fire by the beach. You're right. But it doesn't feel that way energetically to me. It feels like somebody lighting a fire, calling all the corners and the elements to cause conflict. Mars and Saturn and Taurus and all those sigils to create a sense of disturbance in your life so that you can move. Like there's even crows up here. Crows are messengers of a lot of different things that will take me forever to fucking explain. But usually they come and they bring messages, especially when it's more than 5. It's called a murder of crows. There's something that your spirit guides, your ancestors, maybe your friends and family, they're conspiring, but they're conspiring in your favor. But it's hurting you because there's a part of you that feels like they're doing it to hurt you. And I think that's what I'm picking up on. Even the sign, the sigil up here, it's the divine feminine symbol with the sigil of, if it's upright, it's an impasse, meaning, you shall not pass. But it's moved to create passage. So infinite or eternity, the all, the masculine force, and then the feminine force within it, and then movement forward. But it looks like a stop sign to me, like caution, stop ahead. And then there's this like wedding wreath thing that looked like a wedding archway. That it looks like a wedding to me, like someone's going to a wedding. But then there's this thing that's like, nope, stop, wait, take a minute. It's so odd. It kind of feels similar to when people are like planning a surprise birthday and the person's birthday, like the person that's having the birthday, is aware that people are like holding secrets, and it's irritating the person, like the birthday kid or birthday person, and they're like, what are you guys hiding? And they're all like lying to hide the secret. But it's a good secret. The Magician and the High Priestess, there's definitely people manifesting something behind your back that is helping you. But to you, it feels like they're doing something sneaky, which they are. So you're not wrong, but you're wrong. I just want to, I want to smack this energy with a pillow. Like, just give me a straight answer. Let's get 2 more cards, and then, well, maybe 3. Let's see how many come out. And then I'll pull another deck and we'll do some clarification. Is the audio okay? It's not doing that rattling thing again, is it? Okay, that's good. This is good. Four of Swords underneath the Three of Swords. You're finally finding peace. High Priestess above the Queen of Swords. Something being revealed to you that brings you peace. Finally, thank you, Starfire. Finally recognizing who the enemy was in your life. Kind of looks like that guy's head. And then the Princess of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Capricorn, in the next 24 to 72 hours, possibly in the next 6 hours today, you're absolutely going to find out a massive, massive truth, or you're going to experience the result of what people were doing around you that you weren't aware of. And I just made the heart shape with my hands. When you realize this, your first instinct is going to probably be to like snap at somebody, because this Queen of Swords sword is up. She's not like playing, but faintly in the background there's an angel like saying, calm down, lady, calm down. It's good news. It's good news. See? Hold on a second. Hello? Hi, did you get the video? Oh no, okay, hold on. Let me adjust it. It should be let me see. Did you not get an email? Wait, it should show it to you. I'm gonna mark it as unlisted. That way you can view it, okay? Refresh it and see if it works. All right, let me know, okay? All right, bye. No problem, bye. Okay, you see, that's kind of what it feels like. Like there's something, like the lady that just called, I did a private reading for her, and the video was set to private with the link so that she could view it, but she clicked it to view it, and it still said it's private for her. Like it wouldn't even let her view it. Oh my God, this is such a strange energy. Whatever you do, Capricorn, do not snap at anybody, no matter what they tell you today. Just breathe, smile, and like wait till they finish their sentence. Because, like, bro, I'm feeling it. Like, I just want to be like, what did you say? What? What's the problem? Oh my God, that video from earlier, bro. Like, did you guys see that video? The one with fucking camera. The one with the chaos title. Like I'm sitting there reading the video, my shelf fell down, the cards fell, the phone went crazy. Somebody started knocking on the door as soon as I got done with the video. Cards fell all over the place. The package I got in the mail came in busted, like broken up, tore up package. I can't today, man. What the fuck is in my hair? Oh. I'm gonna need a salt bath after this, bro. I'm gonna need a salt bath. This is a lot of whatever you've been going through, Capricorn. I don't blame you for wanting to like off with their heads. I ain't dealing with it. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure this was your energy because I was going off on my guides earlier. And I'm like, how can you guys still allow this stuff to happen? And what happened that caused me to snap at the guides? Like, I was filling the coffee pot and I forgot I was filling the coffee pot. And then I hear water dripping behind me and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I turn around and the entire counter, the kitchen floor, covered in water. And I'm like, that's it. I cussed him out, bro. I cussed him out. And then immediately afterwards, I felt silly because as soon as I cleaned the water, I got a knock on the door with good news. Whatever you do, do not snap at people today, Capricorn. Do not chew gum. Smoke a cigarette if you have to. Smoke a fucking blunt. I don't know. Go take a bath. Go for a run. Punch a wall. Do not open your mouth and yell at anybody. Just don't. Don't do it. I've done it enough. And I pushed all the buttons today to be like, okay, you want to piss me off today? You're gonna get it, and you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get it. And then I'm sitting there like I didn't give it to nobody. I didn't yell at anybody. I just irritated myself. And then I sat down and had coffee, and I'm like, well, that was pointless. Because it's been a fucking amazing day. But there's been so much. Like I had to go through my closet and I started taking my anger out on the old clothes that were on that couch that I was trying to make a blanket out of. And I just threw them in a garbage bag, put them downstairs for the neighbors. You guys go make blankets. I'm done. I'm going to go buy a blanket. I can't. I cannot. I'm not even angry. I'm not upset. I feel hormonal. Like, you know how they say when like a pregnant woman is really, really like angry for no fucking reason, and she's like, I need a pickle, and she gets a pickle, and then she feels better. Like, don't piss off the Capricorn today because everything's going good for the Capricorn, but they're seeing it as like, how can things be so good? How can it be so good? Like even this guy is sitting there praying in bed, like, Dear Jesus, don't let me cut nobody's head off today. Dear Jesus, calm. May the Lord grant me strength. Hail Mary, Hail Mary. And then Mary sitting there like, bruh, calm yourself. And Capricorn's like, off with their heads. It's like, no, those heads are bringing you gifts. Look. Oh my God. And then look right here, abandoned success. Capricorn, do not go off on anybody today. If you feel like going off, just replay this video and watch me lose my fucking mind trying to figure this energy out. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm. God, I hope Virgo's reading is going to be way better today, because like way more relaxed, because something really good is coming, Capricorn. Really good. For me to feel this much anxiety and like irritation over it, look at that. I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God, I thought he was humping the cow. I thought he was humping the cow. We're done. I'm not doing this no more. Capricorn, we need a spa day. We need an absolute spa day. Look at his face. What is that cow doing? Are you just going to eat that food without even paying for it? I spent all this time tending that grass, and your cow ass is just sitting there in my way, eating what I grew. You know you're my burger, right? Is it hot in here? Breathe, Capricorn. Breathe. Everything is working out for your highest good. Even if it doesn't look like it, it is. Thank you. Justice and the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay. Okay. We've regained sanity. Swear to God, don't. Nope. No. 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 You could be getting a call for a work opportunity. And it probably might show up within the next day or two for you to work with somebody. That aside, there is a masculine energy who wants to start some kind of a joint something. It could involve work. It could involve like a romantic relationship, or it could be something that you two come together to clear and balance scales of karmic baggage. And karma doesn't always mean bad. It could be good too. Like getting your reward. Somebody could be coming to bring you something. Because Capricorn, you've been going through a ton, bro. Like a ton. If I rewind what I've been feeling and really go through it and like try to rationalize why I would be at a state of feeling this frustration, you've been doing so much on your own that it's like the slightest thing is it's like one more sword, just one more word, just one more bad thing, just one more thing. And it feels like that's the point. It's supposed to be that one more thing. You're supposed to get that one more poke. Like, don't poke the bear, but they're poking the bear. And they're poking the bear intentionally. We got 3 swords, 4 swords, 5th sword right there with the Queen of Swords. And then we jump all the way to 9 swords. And then we have the 10th sword here with Justice. And in between, you're being given gifts. You're being given a father figure or a husband figure or a friend figure who's an anchor that will like anchor you into a good state and like ground you, because you're about to experience a really, really, really beautiful, glorious part of your life. You're done with bullshit, Capricorn. Like whatever you went through that caused you to be in this, it's over. It's absolutely over. And this is what this feels like. It's like if somebody came to me right now and said, "Come on, Celeste, we're going to a spa." I'd be like, "The fuck we are. I'm not going anywhere." And they'd be like, "Yeah, you are. Come on." And I'm like, "Nope, I'm not going nowhere." And in order for them to get me out, they probably have to like irritate me so much with my apartment where I'd be like, "I can't be in this space right now. I need to go out." And as soon as I would go out, then it's this. 4 of Wands, Temperance, 2 of Cups, Justice. It's kind of giving me the vibes of my mom. Like, she's a Capricorn, and she only really, like, she goes out with my sister and my dad and stuff, but she barely does anything to take care of herself or pamper herself in that way. And if somebody tried to get her out of the house, they would have to like tease her with a trip to somewhere where she can look at really pretty things and see really expensive things. But as soon as she's like, whenever she's been in a frustrated mood in the apartment or in her house, the minute she steps out of the house, she's fine. But while she's in that house, she's constantly over analyzing and worrying and like stressed out. She walks out of the house, she's totally fine. She goes back into the house and it's this. There is an underlying feeling of heartbreak that's been avoided being acknowledged. Some pain you turned a blind eye to. And it's old pain, it's not new. And these people in your life, they're pushing your buttons to really get you to this so that you can talk about it. Hold on. So we started with the whole suspicious feeling of like there's people behind your back doing weird shit. You've been going through a lot, you're healing, etc., etc. And then we went through the whole off with our heads energy. And then now it's this kind of a calm energy. But now that it's calm, I feel really sad. But it's not like a bad sad. It's this kind of sad where you're finally ready to feel something different. It's giving me the feeling of a single mother who's doing everything on her own, and then suddenly her best friend or her partner, or she finds a partner and things get better, or she finds her connection to God, or a single father, finds its connection to God and then accepts support from the divine. And then things start coming in to make things easier. It doesn't have to be another person. It could be you with God. Because really, this looks like Jesus. That looks like Mary. So it's like connecting to the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you, and, the cosmic mother and father. Even here, two men, which is telling me you've had to be the man in your relationship with everyone, including yourself, because probably the men in your life didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So you had to be the man, the woman, the father, the mother, the brother, the sister, the friend, the partner, the whatever, the boss. And you barely got to be a kid. And then you get some time to yourself and you're like, God damn it. And you just spend that time by yourself crying or being upset or stressed out. Your guides, your ancestors, God, the earth, and your friends, they're conspiring to help you. But in order for you to accept that help, they have to push you to a breaking point. Because if they don't push you to a breaking point where you break down and cry, then you're always going to have that sense of anger of holding on and being like, no, I can do this on my own. Like, no, the time of doing it on your own is over. It's time for you to accept help and to recognize what it's like to receive help. And to actually enjoy being helped. And I know some Capricorns, some of every sign, they want to do it themselves because they think that the other person can't do it as well. But there's a lotus right there. I think it's a lotus. It's either a lotus or a white rose. Either way, it means wisdom has been gained. within you and by the people coming to help you. Note of advice, do not immediately fall into the arms of someone else like a damsel in distress, okay? And don't go rescuing someone else immediately. Whatever this is, whether this is a message to you, Capricorn, to help somebody in your life, or this is you going through this Nine of Swords has to get to the Ten of Swords. It has to. It has to get to the point where you just break down, fall to your knees, pray to God, and ask for help. Because you've been trying to get help from every other fucking source, from Reiki to acupuncture to plants, weed, vitamins, minerals, Vitamita Vegemin. Like, you've been doing it all. And no matter, if you go to Galadriel and she gives you the light of Arendelle, or you go to friggin' Mordor and get the ring, or you go to friggin' Snow White and hide in her with the 7 dwarves, it doesn't matter. What you need to be doing right now, and I'm saying need because God is talking through me to you, child, what you need to be doing right now is sitting on your ass, on your fucking knees, praying to God, saying, help me, I'm ready to receive help. And don't ask like a victim, don't feel victimized, but let the fucking struggle go. I mean, if you don't have this breakdown, if you don't have this emotional breakdown, you're going to be stuck in this Nine of Swords. The more you hold on to what you're feeling and don't let it out, it's going to poison you. You see this Temperance? She keeps moving. Your guardian angels, your guides, keep moving your emotions from one to the other, waiting for you to speak up and ask for help from God, not from your landlord or, a public service something or other, or whatever it is. They're asking you to talk to God. Well, like, you're like, nah, off with their heads, off with their heads. Like, no, let it out, cry. Yeah, it's like self-loathing. Like, if you hold that shit in, you're only hurting yourself. And you're loved by the divine. You're loved by God. Everybody loves you. But you can't really see it fully because you're holding on to that. And the moment you let that go and you have that emotional breakdown, healing. Oh, I haven't done Virgo yet. I really do want to do Virgo next, I think. But I need a break after this reading. God, I went through a roller coaster with this. Oh, peace and love. What if you're dealing with a Capricorn? Be really, really, really gentle with them. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Then this message must really be resonating with you, because that divine masculine female has been doing the work of every man in her life her entire fucking life. She's exhausted. She's fucking exhausted. Do not reach out to pick up her baggage. Do not do that. Let her break down. Let her like bawl her eyes out, and then be like, are you ready? Are you ready to live a better life? Are you ready to be happy? Are you ready to experience what happiness is like? If you go to help her, that's going to be you. I don't need your help. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to be helped right now. I can handle it on my own. Off with their heads. And then she regrets what she does, and then she starts crying, and then she's like, I didn't mean it. Well, it's because there's internal conflict. Yeah, this energy is of a powerful, powerful Capricorn. Someone who's had to do this on their own for a very long time. But this is absolute divine intervention coming in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. And the only troublesome card here is the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. And the only reason they're troublesome is because they're denying, the Capricorn is denying that they could use the help, because they want to do it on their own. But they need the help. So don't force it on them. For everybody that this is for, do not go to this person to help. Be there to help them, of course, but they need to have that breakdown. After the breakdown comes the breakthrough. We all know the saying. There's even songs about it. I think Frou Frou, Frou, or I think she changed her name to Imogen Heap. I think her song is called Breathe or Headspace, something like that, where she keeps saying breakdown, breakdown, something, something, breakthrough. Breakdown, something, something, breakthrough. You know, one of the biggest bullshit things people say is that nobody will love you unless you love yourself. When people don't know how to love themselves, what they need is for somebody to show them how to love themselves. But this person is overworked. They're overburdened with their own thoughts because there's no fucking self-emotion analysis here. We got 3 people in the background conspiring to help this Capricorn. We got God and the divine forces bringing together a bunch of people to help this Capricorn move from where they are into a better state. We have healing energy of saints and angels and everything bringing all the signs and synchronicities to that Capricorn to acknowledge their pain and to release it with tears. But we have the Capricorn going, no. The Capricorn being in their masculine energy saying, no, I can do it myself. I can do it myself. I can do it myself. And then at night, they're sitting there crying because they can't do it on their own. We can't, no, nobody can do it on their own. I've been on my own for so long. And let me tell you, it is not easy and it's not fun. And I wish I could go back in time and undo how much time I spent on my own and actually have learned to ask for help decades ago. Exactly. We need to have help. But in order to be able to receive the help and appreciate it, we have to let go of all the burdens we put on ourselves or we deny receiving. It's like she even has 2 cups here, but she keeps filling the cups herself, back and forth, back and forth. It's like, how much staler does that water need to get, Capricorn, before you acknowledge that you need the help of the divine? And then this whole spirituality trap of, oh, God is only source. God isn't, Jesus or Yeshua or whatever name you want to put on it. They're like, God is just an ambiguous, genitalless, frou-frou friggin' energy. Like, no, there's actually gods and goddesses in existence. Yeshua existed. Mother Mary existed. They walked this earth. Their spirits are now ancestors. They're guides. They're gods. Call to them. Talk to them. Peace and love with people like that. The only thing you can do is let them break down. I tried to help my mom for decades, and every time I tried to help her, she says, stop giving me philosophy lessons. I don't want to hear it. And then she gives me that look. Quit giving me philosophy lessons. I don't want to hear it. I can do it on my own. I don't need you to help me. I'm your mom. Like, okay, sit there then. Suffer. What do you want me to do? Give you a Band-Aid? Like, if you're going to keep poisoning yourself with your own negative thoughts, how are you going to treat somebody in a relationship when they're in need of emotional support? You're going to tell them to go fuck themselves and go get a job? There's that 10th sword. And it's being brought by divine justice because the scales of this Capricorn need to be balanced, which means the burden needs to be lifted, which means the swords need to come down. And where are they going to go down? In the Capricorn's back, which means guides, angels, ancestors, and friends are probably conspiring to cause conflict in the Capricorn's life to get the Capricorn to a breaking point. So when the Capricorn gets to a breaking point, they go, oh, I get it now. I have to ask for help. Because giving and receiving is good, but filling my own cup can only go so far when I'm filling my own cup for decades on end. So eventually that cup has to belong to someone else, and that cup has to belong to the Capricorn. And that water has to be the emotional state between the two, communicating back and forth. And most of you know, you go and try to tell a Capricorn, how are you feeling? And they're going to say, I'm fine. How's your job? Come on, Capricorn, how are you really feeling? I don't have emotions. I'm busy. And at night, breakdown, breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. But then they stop themselves and then they distract themselves. They, self-medicate with something. Some Capricorns could have the one-night stands to just get over that emotional distress. And then the next day they're back at it again. Yeah. I can't agree with people being paid what they're worth, because a lot of people in the world are not even being appreciated or respected at all, let alone being paid for what they're worth. But the whole thing about the worth, true potential, I mean, I've always respected myself. My self-confidence hasn't been that much, but personally, I can't say that I've ever been paid what I'm worth, ever. Which isn't anybody's fault. It's the system's fault. It's the way we function in this reality. Virgo and Capricorn, twin flame. Yeah, it is a lot. We're all going through this stuff. We're all going through it in different ways. For this specific Capricorn energy, it's not acknowledging their emotions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cup cards, and none of them have to do with the Capricorn. I mean, for real, life insurance ain't even worth it. Like, I got a life insurance quote the other day being sent to me by some spam bullshit for like $5,000. I'm like, bitch, I'm not signing up for that $5,000 just to get, gang stalked or something for that bullshit amount. If I'm gonna get life insurance, it's gonna be for like $1 billion, $10 billion, man. Do you know how many lives I've changed? How many people I've helped? I at least should have $1 million. Fucking $5,000 life insurance. I can't even buy a car with that. Let's see what else comes out. There's also a father figure in this Capricorn's life. Could be a masculine, feminine. That it's almost as if this person could be an Aries or another Capricorn, because there's another goat on that shield. Good, peace and love. Good. Keep making that money. There's Capricorn energy again. It's so much earth energy. It's so dense. If I was gardening and I was dealing with a plot of land that was this lacking in water, I would spend an entire day leaving the water hose open and just flooding the land with water, making all that mud, and then the next day I would go and put like food scraps and wood chips everywhere to like absorb and to reintegrate to make new soil. Well, until they do, peace and love, keep doing you. Focus on yourself and help those in your tribe, because this Capricorn will come to you. Look, another 5 of like sad energy, denial of sad energy. Material happiness is what it says right there. And then this loss of pleasure. So they have material happiness, but they're not happy about it. They don't find any pleasure in it. This energy of this Capricorn that's doing everything on their own stems back to a father figure in their life, or a mother figure who had to behave like a father. I just want to hug them. But even if I hug them, they'd probably push me away and say, don't touch me. I can do this. I'm fine. You're obviously not fine, Capricorn. You're obviously not fine. Everybody can see it except the Capricorn. But deep down inside, they know they're not okay. They know it. Be your own breadwinner. Never wait for anybody, even if they're a twin flame. Ever. I don't care what the contracts are. Me and my twin, or a false twin, whatever the fuck you want to call that person, we incarnated 3 years apart, and he's like 30 years behind me in lessons, and I've been doing this on my own for decades, and I stopped waiting. It's just pointless. I'm like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not wasting my life waiting for somebody to get their emotional intelligence up. I got shit to do. I got people to help. Good, peace and love. Good. If I was this Capricorn spirit guide, I would do one thing to piss them off today. Just not even letting them know it's me, but I would do one thing that really pushed them over the edge. They need a breakdown. And I know it sounds bad, like, go cry. Like, what did you just say to me? You want me to go cry? Yes, bitch, go cry. Go watch a sad movie. Go listen to some sad music. Go eat a bucket of fucking ice cream and just freaking bawl your eyes out. God damn, how much more are you going to pretend to be, a heartless, stone cold, go getter, money maker, fashionista, whatever the fuck you are, while on the inside, you're fucking miserable and dying? Yeah, that's what they're afraid of, the dominoes falling. But if I cry, then I won't stop. Well, bitch, you should have been crying earlier then, shouldn't you? Because then you wouldn't be in this situation where you're going to feel like you're drowning in your sea of oceans of tears. You should have been crying earlier. You should have been letting the tears out as they came. You should have had a journal to write down every thought that crossed your mind that made you sad and gave you inspiration. You should have communicated openly with all your friends and family about how they made you feel, maturely and responsibly and respectfully. You should have acknowledged your own emotional state. You should have acknowledged that your parents were also learning. They were children in grown up bodies, and you should not have expected your parents to be perfect role models for you. You should not expect your partner to carry all the weight or any of the weight for you. It's your weight to carry. I can't go and carry your boob if it's too big for you. Like, why is your boob so big and it's heavy and it's hurting you? Okay, that's not my problem. There has to be a point where there's certain amount of jadedness needs to be involved with people who are this far in self-denial. Because when people like this exist on the earth, they ruin it for everybody. Because what they're not dealing with, the rest of us in the collective have to do the energy work to deal with it for them. And then they don't learn the lesson, and then their children don't learn the lesson because their children are then given an example of a parent that doesn't know how to deal with their emotions. This is the part where tough love has to come in, where this Capricorn has to be on their knees praying to God for guidance. They need God. They don't need money. They don't need fame. They don't need beauty. They don't need acknowledgement or validation. They don't need me telling them what they need. What they need is God, whether that's Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Earth itself, the Pleiadians. I don't fucking know. Whatever your idea of God is, a person you trust in the divine, your creator, the creator of everything, that sees you, that hears you, that gives you breath, that gives you life, that grows things, that moves the sun and the stars, that gave you mythologies and legends and histories, that grows your nails. Whatever religion it is, it doesn't matter. Find your God, because you cannot keep doing this on your own for the rest of your life while you think you're putting a good example out to the world. You're meant for more than this, Capricorn, and it's bothering me to know that another human being, whether starseed or not, whether reptilian or not, another living being with a heart is being so cruel to themselves for no reason other than being afraid to cry. It's pathetic. Like, I've been through so much shit, and I've never been afraid to share my emotions. I don't care who it's to. I've shared everything on the fucking internet because I learned when I was younger, if you bite your tongue when you're in pain, people will keep doing what they did to cause that pain to you. If you act like you're stronger than you are, and people keep giving you shit to carry because they think you're fine because you're putting on a brave face, they're going to keep giving you that shit to carry. And eventually it's going to break you down. And it broke me down. And then I realized I should not have ever let anybody do that to me because I should have asked for help. Yeah, vulnerability. People are afraid of being vulnerable. And it's the most powerful trait in a living being to simply say, I don't know what I'm doing. Please help me. But saying it to God, not to another person. No therapist, no tarot reader, no oracle, no, social worker. None of it matters. You can go get Reiki 1,000 times. You can go get every inch of your body poked with acupuncture needles. You can take all the medications you want, and you can take all the prescriptions you want. But that pain is still there. Yeah, humanity really, like, they need to get their heads out of their ass and out of the bottles and out of the prescription pills and out of the friggin' drugs and out of each other's business and look at themselves in the mirror and realize, I need a connection to God. Ever since I really connected and it clicked in my mind what God is to me, what Mother Mary is to me, my life has been full of peace, pure peace. I have been blessed beyond fucking recognition. When I fell to my knees in the fucking shower and I broke down so much, I couldn't even breathe. I was like, breathe, like hyperventilating in the shower. And then I just said, God, help me. And everything slowed down. It felt like the water slowed down. It felt like the lights got warmer. And then I just felt, I genuinely, Christ be my witness, I felt like I was being held in the arms of someone. And I cried so much. Just sitting there in the shower, butt crack naked, feeling like God is holding me. Since then, and that was years ago, I still cried every fucking day for 4 years being in this apartment. Every day. Up until last September. Every day I broke down and cried because I had so much pent up pain. And when it finally, when I finally stopped crying, it took me about a good month to get my footing right. And then I started making videos again. I started doing card readings. I opened up my spring.com shop. I started writing a book. I started writing all the pain out and turning it into different, whatevers. I started helping other people out. And then I noticed the advice I'm giving to them is actually helping me even more because I'm actually willing to hear it. So I know what I'm talking about here, and I don't mean to have it sound arrogant, but I know what I'm talking about. This is something I've been through, and this is something another person is going through, and the only way out is through. Thank you, peace and love. My phone has rang so many times. Starfire, I used to love going to the museum. My new favorite thing has been going to, there is a tree, because there's not really much stuff around here. There's a tree just around the corner. And every time I go to the store or go to the Piggly Wiggly, I go and sit like on the floor and I just lean against the tree for just a few minutes. And I tell the tree what happened today. And I'm like, so, buddy, this is what happened today. All right, see you later. And I just share with a tree. I don't have any like friends in real life, like face to face. Everybody I knew betrayed me. Everybody. Like in real life, at least 99.9%. Let me say 99.9% of the people, just for those few that are like, I didn't do it. So I found a different way. I connected with nature. I connected with my spirituality. I didn't connect it to any religion. I didn't connect it to Christianity or Judaism or Hebrew or Druids or Wicca or any of that stuff. I went to the earth, to Mother Earth, the cosmic heavens, God itself, the force of creation, and then the incarnations of God on earth. And they helped. But first, I had to let it out. Need not hide emotions, but share for all creation. Yes, what we go through is someone else's guiding light. I'm surprised the Hermit hasn't come out, or the Tower. Our lessons are the signposts for others. Sometimes we go through stuff that no one's been through. I've never met anybody who's been through the stuff I've been through, but they've been through their own hell. And I couldn't, like, with what I've been through and what someone else has been through, I couldn't be, like, we wouldn't last a day in each other's shoes. It takes a specific strength, a specific tempering of the soul to create that jewel within the heart. This Capricorn energy isn't letting that jewel be exposed because they're afraid. But it's going to happen anyway. And if I'm going to give you a timeline prediction, I can guarantee you within the next 10 hours to 3 days. Correct. And trees are majestic. Trees are our ancestors and what's left of them here in the physical world. Their bodies went into the soil. The soil grew the trees, the fruits, the berries, the grass, the wind, the oxygen. We're always with our ancestors. And I can feel their frustration with this energy. Like, and I keep wanting to say, child, let it out. Child, let it out. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get there. But they need to embrace the feminine. Their mind is too in the masculine, pyramid upwards, but their body and their heart is in the feminine. Female body, masculine mind, to where they perceive themselves as the man. When in reality, they want to be held, they want to be cared for, but they're not letting themselves because they're afraid of their emotions. And you know what that means? That these Capricorns are the most loving people in the world. The most loving. When they figure this out, when he and she realize how to handle their emotions in a healthy way, the most perfect mothers, the most perfect caretakers, the best nurses, the best doctors, the best fucking social workers, one of the strongest types of empaths come from Capricorns. Screw the water energies. Water energies are back and forth. Like, yeah, they're good empaths and psychics, but you want a real good empath? You want a real good psychic? Go find a Capricorn that is in tune with their emotions and in tune with God. Then you have a direct link to the divine. One way or another, God is going to make certain that these Capricorns fulfill their, like you said, their divine plan one way or another. They can either do it by acknowledging that they need to cry and let their emotions out, or they can do it by being put into a position where they can't focus on money anymore and they're forced to deal with their emotions. Because trying to get them irritated into their emotions hasn't worked. The Capricorn just goes, nope, I'm going the other way. And then they go the other way, they take a minute, they take a break, they pause, they relax, and then they're back to off with their heads. And then, you know, they do the masculine thing, they do the work thing, they do the mom and dad thing. And then at night, they're back to this again. In the morning, they're back to this. We're fine, everything's fine. Then they have their dates, their dinners, their whatevers. And then they're like, everything's fine. But everything isn't fine. No, it's okay. I get it. I see it now. But do you? It's perpetual denial of self and what the self needs. See? This is what Capricorn should be feeling for the next 24 hours. The Princess of Cups. And one girl named Emmanuel. Blessings to you, peace and love. Seriously, blessings. The world needs way more spiritual people connected to God. There has been so many distortions on what God is. Look, the minute the Capricorn energy goes into their emotions and acknowledges the emotions, look what happens. Infinite abundance. Movement forward. Emotions balanced, connected to the divine, connected to Mother Maiden Crone, being shielded, but yet being vulnerable, intuitive, and emotional. Knowing when to speak, when to not speak, when to pick up that sword, and when to hold it back. Seeing and having emotional and empathic intelligence to know who's lying and who's not, and when to fight and when to not fight. And then you get even more money to work on, Capricorn. But seriously, focus on your fucking emotions, bro. Like, if you need somebody to help you, friggin' message me. I'll help you. I'll sit there and I'll like nag at you so much that you start crying yourself. The King of Cups and the Princess of Swords. And then here's another ace right here. Wait, why did I say another ace? Oh. Good God, Capricorn. You have literally heaven on earth waiting for you to have a breakdown. I mean, really. You have the love of your life. You have infinite financial abundance coming in. You have Mother Mary and Jesus Christ literally saying, child, please let the emotions out. You have the threats of God and the spirit guide saying, if you don't let them out, we're going to let them out for you. Do you want to let them out because we pissed you off? Do you want to let them out because we stressed you out so much? Or do you want to let them out because we made you poor? Which one? You pick, but you don't get to move forward until you cry. Bless you, peace and love. May all of us, all our collectives, all our tribes, not block off God anymore. Because God is literally, look at all the symbology of Father, like Jesus Christ, in any religion. I don't care what masculine father God figure you have. That masculine father God figure is quite literally in every direction you can go, north, south, east, and west. It doesn't matter what you name him. He, Father God, is waiting for the Capricorn to go into divine feminine energy. I don't know how else to put it. I've been hour and 15 minutes. That's a beautiful name. Very beautiful. I can see that peace and love. I can see that. I can feel your energy in this, and you're one of those people who you're like this. You get it, and you get that when somebody's in this state, you don't cut them down, because the minute this person in this energy figures out the gift of the divine feminine, look what they get: eternal life. So it doesn't matter if you're Christian or not. It doesn't matter if you're with the Star of David or Hebrew or anything, or Egyptian, or what your skin color is, or any of it. The moment you embrace the divine feminine and the divine masculine within, look at that, another divine masculine energy over here. The minute you bring the divine feminine into your being, boom, eternal life. And then what happens? The divine masculine becomes a divine feminine, and then the divine feminine becomes a divine masculine. You see that? Exactly. We're all the children of the Most High. The Creator made all of us, angel and whatever alike. We're all God's kids. Doesn't matter if we have scales. It doesn't matter if we're made out of shadows. It doesn't matter if we have tentacles or whatever. We are all God's children. But do you see this here? The moment that that clarity is gained, that the divine feminine is embraced within the self of this Capricorn energy. Look, feminine, masculine in the head, right? Masculine head energy, feminine physical energy, masculine movement energy by the feet. The moment that feminine energy is illuminated within the body, it all flips around. Feminine energy, earth and water, becomes in the mind. The masculine energy takes over in the heart area, to where action is taken with emotional intelligence, and then movement forward is taken with divine feminine grace. And then the Star of David, or the six-pointed star, the fairy star, however you want to look at it, becomes beneath on your feet to guide you everywhere you go. And then immortality. And people are like, oh, what's the secret to eternal life? The divine feminine, the life giver herself. You want eternal life? You want immortality? Connect the God and the goddess within you. The first 5 cards, the divine masculine begging the divine feminine to acknowledge her pain. Pray and obey, exactly. Every morning and every night, you guys, all of us, need to be, on our knees by the bed or anywhere. We're like sitting somewhere in respect near an altar. Like, I have one right there behind that light. And every night before I go to sleep, I have a Mother Mary statue there, and a statue or a crucifix. Not a crucifix, like a statue of Jesus with this. It looks like this. And while I'm sitting here, I have this. Look, the divine masculine asking the divine feminine, acknowledge your emotions so that you can be elevated. Prayer journaling, dream journaling, but most of all, connect with your idea of God. And it's not mental, it's in the heart. It's in your heart space. How does God feel like to you? If God was standing right next to you, what would you feel? Who does God feel like? You know what your mom feels like. You know what your dad feels like. You know what your sister feels like. What does Jesus Christ feel like to you? What does Mother Mary feel like to you? When I say Mother Earth, what do you think of? How does that feeling show up in you? Heaven's already here, babe. Heaven is already here. We are heaven incarnate. We're not getting along as a species, because we can be in the same room but be in completely different realities. And it's like one person's trying to teach the next generation, but the person teaching the next generation hasn't been taught what they're supposed to be taught because the divine feminine and the masculine weren't in line before. Yeah. What would Jesus do? What would Mama do? Oh, another spam bot. Hold on. At least the spam bots are active as fuck today. Six of Cups is a beautiful card. It is a card of reunion and connection with things of the past. Eight of Wands is about spiritual enlightenment and messages coming in really quickly, fast movement. Nine of Pentacles is about being stable and secure on your own with your emotions, with your finances, your mind space, and your spirituality. King of Swords is not those things. Eight of Swords is not those things. If this was Mary Magdalene, for example, would Christ go and free her, or would Christ wait for Mary Magdalene to free herself? Yeah, when the people that have been denying their emotions, these people that are being depicted in these two cards right here, when they actually let it out and cry, and they realize the power and grace they have from God and how much they've survived, and they actually acknowledge how much they abandoned their inner child by pretending to be stronger than they are, and by acknowledging how much they hurt the next generation by showing them that, oh, you can do it on your own. No. What you should be teaching your kids is how to have healthy relationships, how to take care of themselves and have healthy relationships, how to grow a garden and start a business, how to meditate and how to take no shit. Not just, oh, we can do it ourselves, battle princess, be boss, be a boss man, be a boss girl. No, no, we already had that generation, and that generation did not work very well, did it? What we need is to communicate vulnerably, emotionally, bluntly, and honestly. Yeah. From Mary physical to Jesus spiritual. I mean, a genuine human being birthed a God. Like, come on. I can't even follow that up. A living, breathing human being who ate, slept, burped, went to the bathroom, who had clothes, birthed the Son of God. That person was also a goddess within her own right. And the moment she took that courage, she accepted that responsibility, and she embraced that gift, she became a living goddess. No one on earth is any different. We are all powerful. But what's stopping us is that we don't respect ourselves enough. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Bro, God knows so. God knows everything, and God plays so many tricks on us, it's not even funny. It is kind of funny, but like, we are all gods. Jesus Christ himself said it. I don't care what your religion is. If you have a problem with me saying Jesus Christ, then whatever. But Leo, that's actually a really good point. Cancer is also associated with Mother Mary, and she's opposite Capricorn, which is associated with Yeshua, Jesus Christ, December 25th, which is also associated with Mithra and many Egyptian deities. I think Isis and her children, or maybe it was Inanna. Every single culture has a story. Every single region of the earth has a story. I'm using Christ and Mary because these depictions remind me of them more than like my Isis Oracle deck or my Elven deck or, the Lord of the Rings stuff. Personally, from what I was told in Assyrian mythology and history, that his birthday was actually January 7th. But then there's information that his birthday was in July. And then there's some records showing that it was around September. So regardless of when it is, the archetype of Cancer is known as the mother. The archetype of Capricorn is around December, where it's Christmas time, the rising of the sun. We are all living gods. Every single person sent by God has said this to us across every single religion and spirituality belief system. We are the only ones keeping ourselves stuck in this state less than God. And I don't mean like sitting there and creating universes and taking God's throne and being like, no, God, move over, we're going to do it. No, what I'm saying is God came down here and said, you guys are all gods. What are you guys doing? And what we're doing is pretending to be small. Yeah, the Elohim. Let us make people in our image. Let us make man in our image. The Anunnaki had a similar story. Prior to that, it was the Tuatha, the Danann, the Elven people, the Shining Ones. Every single culture has it. The Indian in India, not whatever, in India, they have the belief of, I think it's Shiva, Lord Shiva. And they have the belief that we are all living gods. So for me to have to tell humanity again, you're living gods, is just repeating what's been said for thousands of years. Like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 years at least. And humanity is still stuck like the depictions of Mary Magdalene in the Bible, lost to this, 7 deadly sins or whatever that blasphemous story was. Like, we can't keep doing that. They have to. Like, we can't keep pretending we don't have emotions. We can't keep pretending that God doesn't exist or that God is a fairy tale. We cannot keep pretending that we don't have the power to create universes. We have to take responsibility and we have to teach our children better. We have to. Otherwise, we're going to get another generation of people growing up to be 100 or whatever, teaching the next generation stupid shit where they don't teach them that you are living gods. But if you teach them that they're living gods, then they share those messages to their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, over and over and over. And then we have an entire world of living gods. Then we have the Garden of Eden perpetually for thousands of years. There's even a prophecy where it says Jesus Christ will, Christ consciousness will return with the Lucifer and all these people, and they're going to lead the earth into 1,000 years of peace. Well, that can only happen if humanity acknowledges that we are all gods and that that the only enemy is our own denial. Yes, devil energy exists, but it first exists within the hearts and the denial of mankind itself. God created everything. So if God created everything, that means God created the devil too, which means the devil has no power over God's creation unless God allows it. So if God has allowed the devil to exist and to manipulate mankind, what's the purpose of it? The purpose of it is to bring mankind enlightenment. You guys are gods. Why pretend to be ants? Alpha and Omega, correct. When the devil becomes the sun, when the fallen ones are redeemed, and they were only fallen to come down to this realm to redeem mankind. I look forward to the day where humanity embraces God wholeheartedly. And thank you, peace and love. And I don't mean just, go to Christianity. I don't care what your religion is. I don't even care if you have a religion or you don't. But for fuck's sake, can you please acknowledge that there is an intelligent creator that made you? For real, like what are people doing? Eating, sleeping, shitting, fucking, and making money. Okay. What else is there? Oh, right. Eternal life, generations to come, heaven on earth, harvests, fruits, children, to see a child laugh, to hear a child laugh, to raise generations of wise children, of wise men and women. We have to look, even the angels, the little cherubs, they have the 5-pointed star on them, the balance of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Even he's holding the sickle of the harvest and the sword ready. It's like a warning sign to humanity, like, get your emotions in check, where those that aren't acknowledging God will be removed and reincarnated into another life experience to where they are more open to God. Because the current society we live in, they've trivialized the divine into a spiritual meme. God is amazing, you guys. I can't even begin to stop, glorifying God. Everything that I've gone through, I would not have survived it if it wasn't for God. And let me clarify this for you. There is a divine force. Like, if this is all of creation, okay, all of this creation, meaning every one of these holes is another universe, another reality, another parallel reality. It's everything. Someone made this everything. That someone, like, it's outside of this everything, and it can see this everything. Now, this everything that made this everything is in a place that is also everything. It is an infinite loop of creation. There is no beginning or end. It is the beginning and end. There is nothing outside of nothing, because there is nothing that this everything didn't make. It's everything. And this everything made all these connections, the entire tapestry of existence. And all it's asking you to do is to look at it and acknowledge it exists. And the minute you look at it, the light shines and you're free. That's it. This everything incarnated into every single possible variation of existence as every single possible variation to bring information to everyone so that they can pass that information on to everyone, so that everyone can look at the everything. And then everyone and everything can create a new everything and everyone together. Does that, like, it makes sense to you guys, right? Yeah, that's what happens when you go through all sorts of abuse at birth and then for 36 years of life. And I mean, I should have been dead 100 times over already. There were times in my life where I fell to my knees and like cried my ass off because I thought I was about to die. And did I die? No. God saved me every single fucking time. And sometimes I ran towards death myself, and I was like, fuck this, I'm done. And one time, I swear to God, and I've never shared this with anybody, I was walking home from Dunkin' Donuts, and this was like 7 years ago, and there was so much traffic in the street, and I was so fucking tired and so alone of being abused. Not being alone, but I was being abused by everybody, and nobody was helping me. And I didn't realize then that God wanted me to reach out to God. I walked into fucking traffic. I literally had coffee cups in my hand I was taking home to my parents, and I walked into traffic with my head held down. I didn't look, and there was traffic and the light was green. I walked all the way across without stopping. Not one fucking car moved the minute my foot touched that concrete on the street. A fucking semi truck turned the corner. I swear to God, turned the corner and blocked off the fucking street with its back trolley and stood there and just waited until I got to the other side. And I looked up and I said, "Why am I not dead?" out loud. And I looked over and I saw the fucking truck there, a giant white truck, like a semi truck, whatever those giant cargo trucks are, was sitting there. And the driver was an old man that should not have been driving a car, let alone a truck, with a big white beard, long white hair, sitting there in a white, dirty t shirt, smiling at me. He was sitting there fucking smiling at me while he blocked an entire 4-lane street near Gurnee, Illinois, near the fucking Dunkin' Donuts by the highway. That day, I was like, Jesus, take the fucking wheel. I'm done. I couldn't, like, that was the most slap to my face I could have gotten, that I was taking my life for granted and God loved me more than I loved me. And it humbled me so much. I sat at the end of the road after I crossed it, and I sat there bawling my eyes out in gratitude. Like, I can't believe this just happened. It was one of them. I will always remember that day. So when anybody says, "Why you talk about Jesus so much?" Because he saved my fucking life for 41 years, every single day, every single breath. That God, that man, that son of Mary, put a breath of the Holy Spirit in my body every single fucking minute. Yeah, I'm going to say he's a good guy. I don't care if he plays the role of the devil too. You know how many roles I've played? And he's still forgiven me. For real, man. Glory to God. I never thought I would be the kind of person who would be sitting here like saying stuff like this to you guys. But after everything I've been through, I cannot deny the existence of the individual named Jesus Christ. I can't. I would throw myself into hell if I tried to deny it, because it's a lie. He actually exists. He's there. He's real. He was a real living person. And I can't even begin to tell you the amount of dreams I've had and visions of him and Mary in a diamond light ship, constantly coming to my window, picking me up, taking me across the planet, showing me the world, telling me, "Celeste, be the mother to the world." I'm like, what? My entire life, Jesus and Mary have always shown up in that diamond ship almost once a week without fail. And we go on like astral traveling places. And every time they pick me up and we go, I get turned into a child, into a like a 7-year-old, 6-year-old kid. And Mary holds me in her hand, and Jesus is just like driving the ship, and we go everywhere. I don't know, like, I maybe one day I'll write a book and I'll just say all, like, tell you guys all these stories and stuff, like, with all the experiences and everything. But they're real, man. They're as real as you and I are. They're more real than you and I are. What an insane reading. Oh my God. This deck is powerful. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know me. Gotta find those little sheep. He had to send the wolf down here to go get the sheep, didn't he? You are very welcome, peace and love. Thank you for being here and keeping me company too through the chat. Oh, yes, you can. God is with you. I'm grateful that you appreciate me, but everything I do, when I click that video, when I wake up, when I go to sleep, I'm just in a state of complete channeling God through me 24/7. Whenever I don't, I feel sick. I feel like I'm draining my own battery. All right, my loves. I'm going to go and get myself a cup of coffee and sit in this beautiful sunlight right there. Look at that. Wait. Right there. Because, oh my God. You know, I don't mind these. I thought they looked scary. I kind of like them. Let them be scared. The sun always comes out, especially when I sing. Like, God loves when I'm sitting here singing. Even if I'm singing off key, the clouds move, like birds start chirping. And I'm like, you like this? And then the birds start jumping by the windowsill. I feel like a fucking Disney princess. That's why I got them. Because these bitches on YouTube were copying me with everything I was doing. And I'm like, what is the most absurd thing I can do to to myself to where if somebody copies this, then they're legitimately calling themselves out for copying me. So I dyed my hair green, my eyebrows grow real crazy, got all sorts of weird glittery fucking makeup, and gray contacts. Thank you, peace and love. Thank you. I don't know what God has planned for me, but I am done resisting. I don't like it, honestly. I don't. I mean, it's okay, but I guess it's okay. I just did it because I wanted to see who's going to copy me. And and now if they do, I'll be like, okay, let's see who can pull this off then. I want to do purple. I was trying to bleach this out. I was trying to bleach it out, but this green doesn't want to go anywhere. So I'm assuming God's like, nope, leave it. Leave the Gaia green. You know. Oh. It's so hot in here now. I guess it's not bad. All right, my loves. Please, 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 if you get nothing out of this reading today, make certain you at least thank God for your day today. I really do. It's absurd. I can feel them all every day. And with how in tune I am with Gaia, every day, like you can see it in my eyes. I spent so much time like crying and releasing energy from the earth and transmuting it into like blessings for people. And people think I sit here doing bad stuff for them. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will beep beep beep, consider it done. I keep you guys in my prayers all the time. I usually just generalize it and say all my subscribers, but you requested it, I will do it. Okay. Dang it, they're growing back again. All right, my loves. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Thank God for your lives and yourselves and for everything you've been through. Capricorn, I don't know if you're still watching or not, or when you're watching this. This is for you, Capricorn. I'm begging you, cry, let it out. Just bawl your eyes out. If you need someone to hold space for you, email me at eveofsophia@hotmail.com. I will sit there in a live private video with you and I will just be quiet while you cry. You want to talk about stuff, I'll talk about it with you. But for the love of God, Capricorn, stop trying to do it on your fucking own.